Two, probably, Mike, I bet.
Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in. It's our first off-season edition, first postseason edition, I guess. Or
This is Mike's wheelhouse.
this is we're in Mike's territory here. Like I say this about Mike every time he comes on Locked On Vandy, that this is his Super Bowl. So it is SEC After Dark. It is off-season, portal chatter, wrap it up the season. I don't know if Hammer wants to do that, but here we are. It's lava time. I just love the waterfall of lava.
I don't think it's fair that we're playing that with the Deep South fixing to face Stormageddon.
Well, the Deep South, we would love to see that lava waterfall and melt away all the ice for sure.
It's supposed to get down like 40 here. Good gosh.
Oh,
Can you imagine?
Oh, okay. Steve, you better.
Didn't some of Florida get snow within the last week, Steve? I'm sure maybe Panhandle.
I think up in the Panhandle area.
Yeah.
Up in the Panhandle.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about to get tattooed here in Nashville.
I like to tell people all the time, I don't even live in the South because the rule is south of I-4 is not the South, and I live south of I-4.
Yeah. The further south you go in Florida, the further north you get.
Oh.
Is the other saying.
We're at about 30 in West Virginia now. It's negative 34 in my hometown in Minnesota right now. So
is that where the trees are exploding?
That general area, yes.
Have you ever? So I'm assuming you've experienced that, right?
I mean, you never see it happen, but they do it doesn't pop. It slowly they expand and do it, so it's not like a bolt of lightning goes through and they pop.
Dang.
I heard the funniest joke ever, by the way, and this is before anybody gets started. This isn't a political thing. The whole Minnesota dealing with ICE and all that and immigration stuff. And some Minnesotans said that you think we're worried about ICE? We've been dealing with it our whole life.
Yeah.
It's like, nice. Okay, that was a Minnesota joke. Yeah. Very good.
That applicable. Yes.
I'll tell you who doesn't know how to deal with ICE is Tennesseans. And Steve, you know that firsthand as well.
Yeah.
It's it's gonna be brutal.
South Carolinians do not either. I can attest to that one.
I don't understand and don't even want to think about what Florida would look like if an ice stormed.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be bad. That might be
land would be in trouble.
Yeah. And Atlanta's supposed to get some ice, so they handled it well the last time they got an ice storm.
Yeah.
So, the grocery stores, milk and bread, eggs. When you're eating your raw egg milk sandwich, you'll be good to go.
TP too. That's a big one. People stock up on their toilet paper. Ever since COVID, anytime there's a weather event, they get cleaned out.
Yeah, if you're snowed in and you have power, if you run out of toilet paper, I mean, there's other options. You're not going anywhere.
The other commodity that usually gets bought out is Bud Light.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
I'm going to drink my way through this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, down here it's like hurricane parties. You have the people that go and get the essentials, and all of a sudden, also at the same time, the liquor store is absolutely packed because if they're going to be in the house for 4 days, they're not going to feel it.
No.
Yeah, the same here. It's staggering, and we're acting like people are going to all of a sudden just drive for miles and miles and miles everywhere. All of a sudden, we're going to get all this ice, and now they're going to just become super commuters. They're buying up all the gas. I mean, I get that some of it's for generators, but it's what are we doing here?
All right. When will the SEC win their next natty?
Oh,
this Roger dude was on Biscuits last night. We were talking in the chat. Yeah.
So the answer is I don't particularly care as long as Ole Miss is the last team that's in the tournament.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, let's just think about this. Yeah, I'm sure I haven't even really been looking at like what the odds say, but like Ohio State, I'm sure is high. Who else in the Big Ten would be a threat? I'm sure Indiana.
Indiana will be high again.
Yeah, Michigan will probably be high.
I'm not even joking.
No.
If Ole Miss gets Trinidad Chambliss back, Ole Miss is a top 5 team.
What's the status
think
there?
For the SEC, I think you have Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas. It'll be contenders next year.
Would you say, Hammer?
I just said, what's the status on Trinidad? Is he still waiting for that? I don't know, judge or whatever.
We're still waiting to hear back from the NCAA on his appeal. They've already filed the lawsuit. The lawsuit's going to go through. Yeah. I would be honestly head sewn to the carpet surprised if Trinidad Chambliss isn't taking the first snap next year.
I also feel like the longer it goes, the better chances are that Trinidad gets to come back and play.
Yeah. I think what they're trying to do, because Trinidad has a good case, especially when you look at what the Alabama basketball player had.
Yeah.
That signed 3 professional contracts and got an extra year of eligibility.
Yeah.
Trinidad actually has a good case, but they have to figure out how to word it in a way that doesn't make it easier for people like that to take advantage. I think that's the problem. The NCAA is worried about people like that Alabama basketball player using this to get an extra year of eligibility.
Oh, yeah. I got cut for my 3rd NFL team. Yeah, I'm going to go back to college.
Yeah.
Was it Baylor? Doesn't Baylor have a guy that they got eligible in basketball a couple of weeks back? Similar story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Mike, we talked about – I can't remember his name for the life of me, but we talked about him on Locked On Vandy.
Yeah. Is it Najee? Is that it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Something Najee.
Yeah.
I think Najee's his last name, yeah. It's a slippery slope, man. Like, where do you draw the line? Because it seems like the NCAA wanted to draw the line, and then, of course, they were like, oh, we don't like this line. Let's erase it with a half-beaten-up eraser so they couldn't, like, erase the line completely. And so they drew another line, and they're like, oh, here's the line. It's like that. It's like the coach – me, really, who can't draw the straight line down the sideline,
Yeah.
When you're painting the field.
I think it's back to the future too, to where you have the line, but somebody went back and raised it up to where it's going parallel, but it's not that same line.
That's me when I try to paint the field.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah.
You don't have robots.
The other portal related rule that I don't think is going to stick, everybody was, there's only one portal now. It's in the winter. I don't think that's going to hold. I have zero doubt that guys will enter the portal in the spring and they will be allowed to. It's just me. I just feel like that will happen. They will be allowed to, and we're just going to move on.
Yeah, because the NCAA doesn't want to upset the apple cart or whatever.
Yes.
Nobody wants to be the bad guy. Nobody wants to be the bad guy.
Some dude's going to be like, yeah, I need to get in the portal. My coach yelled at me. I want to get in the portal.
Wah.
Okay, you can get in the portal, but just you.
Yeah.
Well, at least, Steve, you would probably know this better than me, but Uman Mielen, it sounds like LSU's just going to pay his buyout.
Yeah, that's the way that's supposed to work.
Well, it is, but nobody – maybe I'm just head in the sand, but that's the first time I've actually seen it that cut and dry of just like, we're paying X amount of money to his former school because of his NIL deal, because the Washington quarterback, he ran into that. Darian Mensah.
I think Miami will end up having to pay Duke some money for Darian Mensah.
Right. Yeah. And I'm with you. It's like, hey, that's the way it should be. If he's got a contract and you want him and he wants to go to your school, sure, just like a coach, but you got to pay up whatever he, signed for.
Yeah, and Clemson, by the way, there's like 3 levels of, quote, tampering going on. You have the Darian Mensah Miami thing, which is like far and away. I think that is the best chance for Duke to actually, like the school to actually win what's going on. That's that case. Then you have the Prince Will Ole Miss thing. And then you've got the Ole Miss Clemson thing.
Yeah, with Forelli. Yeah.
Yes. To where Clemson just brought him in and he hadn't signed anything yet. And
I think he was enrolled in classes though too. Like I think he was already going to classes at Clemson.
Yeah, he was enrolled in classes and all that, but they didn't sign a single contract that would require Ole Miss to pay a single dime in that situation. So he could walk off and leave, and there's nothing you could do because he left before the portal closed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about the 3 levels right now, but that's malpractice by Clemson, by the way. Mm-hmm. Your orientation of whenever they sign and come in, the rev share has to be a part of that so you can seal things in and get your buyout.
Yeah.
Well, we know Dabo's not. I don't know who's running that at Clemson, but it's not Dabo. He's not concerned with that, which is to his own detriment, but there's no chance he's.
It's weird at looking at their portal class, how lopsided it is. They brought in quite a few guys on defense, almost nobody on offense, which you were good on defense last year. Offense is where you struggled, and you did nothing to adjust it.
Well, Chad Morris, I mean, guaranteed.
Well, that's a natty right there.
Yeah. And all they need just to figure out if Etienne and Lawrence is going to come back. That's all they need.
I just started cracking up when I saw that that's who he hired. I was like, man, he's just dug in.
He's hiring his buddies. Yeah.
Yeah. Hiring his buddies like it's 2014 again. No problem.
Dabo's like, oh, we're going to see how not fired I can be.
Yeah.
We're going to put that to the test.
He's like,
we would have said 3-4 years ago, he was one of the most untouchable coaches. I was having this talk recently. And after last year, if they have another 6-7-ish win season, he's not going to be as untouchable as we thought he was. There might be chirping that, hey, the game has passed this dude by and we're not going to get better if he's still here.
Yeah, I think he'd be on the hot seat right now. But the fan base gets to get mad at Ole Miss and Pete Golding because of this situation is kind of a look over here type stuff. Yeah. So, he does get another year, but if he does the same thing, I don't know how you're going to –
real hot.
Yeah. I mean, Tom Allen is the defensive coordinator, which I like Tom Allen. He's a good defensive coordinator. But, Chad Morris, he's going to be better than Garrett Riley. I know that's a hot take that people aren't going to believe, but that offense that Chad Morris does is more successful at this level than running the air raid like Garrett Riley did.
Yeah.
That season opener in Death Valley, the other Death Valley, Lane's first game at LSU will be an interesting one for Clemson.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine how wonderful it'd be if Clemson won that game?
It would be. I don't think it's possible, but it would be outstanding.
A $50 million roster just loses at home to start with.
It's like the same problems. That would be interesting.
I wonder though for Dabo, I'm trying to think. It feels like the only even sort of comp in the modern era would be Mac Brown, who won a title at Texas and then ultimately got fired, but still feels a little different, obviously, because Dabo got 2 and Texas was, they had a much more storied history than Clemson. It feels like Dabo
Coach O didn't last much longer after a national title. Nor did Gene Chizik at Auburn when they won it with Cam.
Larry Coker.
Yeah.
Good call. Yep.
All right. So we do have some more precedents then. Thanks.
Larry Coker did not win that national championship. It didn't matter.
It was the same as Ed Orgeron.
Fair.
Ed Orgeron and Larry Coker was the same coach. And you could argue with Cam Newton, Gene Chizik was too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if Dabo would do a Mike Tomlin thing and just, step down so he didn't have to get fired. But
he's
done.
I wonder if he does a Kyle Whittingham type thing where if he still wants to coach, he just, I'm done, but then he goes somewhere else. Because he could get another job somewhere. Somebody else would hire him for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Like Hugh Freeze is on freaking a media blitz tour right now, trying to get any job that's available.
I thought he got latched on at a high school somewhere.
I saw that too.
I heard that.
I didn't hear that. I felt like the one I thought might stick for him was when he was lobbying hard for Memphis before they hired Charles Huff. I thought that one might happen.
I thought
in the moment
it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But when an offensive genius, an offensive guru cannot complete a forward pass, that's problematic.
Yeah, they probably just watched like a couple Auburn games. Or like, yeah.
Only 2 Sunbelt jobs open, though. That probably hurt his odds.
Yeah. Oh, Auburn versus New Mexico State. Pop that in. Let's see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Let's see this. Let's see this offense hum.
Yeah, I'm looking at, because I saw that too, Corey. There was a rumor on X, Twitter, whatever, that Enterprise High School in Alabama had hired him, and it was just a picture of their facility or whatever, and it said head coach Hugh Freeze. So it's very possible that this was just a fake image that somebody put up. I don't know what's going on at Enterprise High School, but
yeah, it could be very true. But let me while you gurus, we talked about Jim Herrick's academic scandal last week, by the way. I don't know if you guys watched that.
I missed it. No.
We're doing Georgia basketball now from like 1997.
I forget how we got on the
Is
topic.
that what's going on?
Yeah.
I go away for 2 weeks and all of a sudden y'all just dig into the obscure history book.
Yeah, I forget how it came up. I told the story about how like I found out because I was waiting at the bus stop right by the Stegosaurus, and somebody came in, like the news channel van saw me, and they just pulled up and said, "Hey, do you want to be interviewed?" And 18-year-old me is like, "Yeah, sure, okay."
Was that before or after he won the national title at UCLA?
That was probably after.
I think UCLA was first. Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably why he got the job.
Yeah.
But then he has some shenanigans at UCLA and caused him to go to Rhode Island because we plucked him.
Yeah, something like that. Rhode Island began shenanigans.
He had a scandal, and then Steve Lavin got the job after him at UCLA.
Yeah. Man, I remember that. That was like the only year Georgia was good at basketball for like a decade and a half.
Well, I'm looking at it now. Yep, 22-10.
No, that's not true. There was a season or two with Tubby that was pretty good when they had Gigi.
But Tubby was before Herrick.
Oh,
yeah.
Tubby was before. Tubby left, and that's why we got Jim Herrick. Tubby went to Kentucky.
The Dennis Felton years were not kind.
So that's putting it mildly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we followed up with dude from Nevada, Mark Fox, who
he had
one tournament team, which was they got in as like a 12 seed and got shellacked by Xavier.
Who's the assistant at Kentucky now? Mark Fox is.
Yeah. Gosh. That makes a lot of sense.
Which by the way, Mark Pope, be nervous, buddy, because when they start investing money at Kentucky in football NIL, that's a shot across the bow.
That's like, hey, basketball's dead, so we might as well.
Yeah, Stein's doing a good job.
Win Will Stein's money? Is that?
I like it. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Last night, Ham, when you guys were talking, like your last segment about surprises and disappointments, I commented, Kentucky's done well. Then Boss Man said it right away.
Yeah.
Because I said, Kentucky's done well. Arkansas has been a disappointment.
Yeah, Arkansas. I don't know if Silverfield has what it takes. I mean, he hasn't coached the game, so we'll see. But
you mean the coach that finished 7th in the American? You might worry about him in the SEC.
Yeah,
he took over a great G5 situation and never got him over the top.
Yeah.
So Arkansas said, "Hey, let me get every bit of that."
Yeah.
Well, Arkansas took a shot in the dark on that one. And for whatever reason,
took a shot at Beam in the dark and then made the hire. Yeah, you're right.
Well, I think that's the best that they could do. They tried to swing high and missed. That's how they ended up with Sam Pittman before.
Yeah. What? Not Hunter Yurchek, not going to win AD of the year apparently.
No, he's just chair of the college football playoff committee.
Yeah.
Oh, I best hire. Yeah.
That honestly probably hurt their chances to hire somebody because everybody just saw him look like a clown on TV every week, and all these coaches were like, I don't want that guy to be my AD.
Go in there.
They fired Pittman earlier, but I feel like they were one of those teams in hindsight who had an opening at the worst possible time because all the other jobs in the conference were better than them. So they were behind a bunch of teams that had better openings. And if they had to do it over, you wonder if they'd give Pittman one more year. I don't know the answer. Or if they would have fired him last year, probably.
Yeah. Or they could have just hired somebody better, like the guy who took over for Silverfield at Memphis. Like there was options out there. I don't know. Like,
yeah, but
I remember they thought they were getting Golish for a brief period. Then that didn't work out.
Yeah, they were leaking that Golish was the new coach, and then that didn't work out. They wanted I'm blanking on his name, but the North Texas coach who took the Oklahoma State
Eric
job.
Morris. Yeah, Eric Morris. Yeah.
Which is
that's got to be a wild.
And the other one, initially we all just thought they really wanted Rhett Lashley. They did, but he was smart enough not to leave SMU.
I know.
Yeah.
Those two in particular.
SMU is the richest school in the state of Texas.
Yeah. And those
not really close.
Yeah.
Well, it might be Texas Tech.
In all of FBS, they would have to be top 5, I would think, in terms of NIL possibilities.
And they had a 6-year test drive of NIL in the 80s.
Yeah.
They introduced it. They were the test model that
they perfected it.
Yeah.
Everybody else is figuring out how to do it. They're like just dusting off an old playbook.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Sherwood, show us how it's done.
Yeah.
Hold on. It's in the archives.
Star running back, he gets a gold Trans Am.
Baby.
Well, the hammer.
That was A&M. That was
I know.
That was what do they call it? A sunk cost.
Yeah. I love that they call it a Trans A&M.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's a tough shot to the Razorback ego to get an alumni and a native of Arkansas and Rhett Lashley turn you down to stay at SMU, and then a G5 coach from North Texas choosing Oklahoma State over you. And I think both of them probably made the right decision, but it's just a tough place to be.
The guy at the time who I said for them would have been a realistic and good hire, who nobody else talked about, but this dude ended up getting a Big Ten job. Pat Fitzgerald, I thought, would have made sense at the time.
That would have been really good.
Yeah.
And in the end, he's at Michigan State. Yeah.
That would have been good. That's honestly a good fit for Pat Fitzgerald.
Yeah. Yes.
Who was it? Who's the head coach at Northwestern?
Dave Braun. He was NDSU's D coordinator, goes to Northwestern in January. Then the next summer, Fitzgerald got suspended. So he was hired as D coordinator, then became interim head coach the next summer. Then as interim in his first year, got Big Ten Coach of the Year.
Hey, is this year the first year in their new old stadium?
This coming year will be, yes.
Okay.
So no more Lakefront Stadium?
No.
Oh, that's disappointing.
But Chip Kelly.
The person that did the stadium situation at Northwestern is going down to Miami. Now he got a job down there, and I'm like, okay, recreate a miniature version of the Orange Bowl and we can talk.
Yeah. That stadium was cool. It was a piece of crap, but it was cool.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Chip Kelly, and then Jerry Neuheisel's going there as quarterback coach.
Oh, really?
No.
Chip Kelly, man, that guy. Talk about a well-traveled coach in the last 15 years, going from Oregon to the NFL to UCLA to Ohio State. Now back to the NFL, and back to now at Northwestern. That is wild.
Man, Jake's not even here, but we got this question from our friend Rick and Bonnie. Any assistant coaches get fired at Alabama this year?
Fired? No, I think the one guy took the head coaching job at Oregon State.
Jamarcus Shepard did.
And he probably took some guys with him, but no, I don't think anybody got fired.
I know a couple analysts went with him as position coaches. I know there was chirpings their O-line coach may not make it, but
Georgia did an old switcheroo with their offensive line coaches. The coach became the analyst, and the analyst became the coach.
Okay.
You know, one weird thing that's absolutely just kind of blows my mind. At a certain point in the college football playoff, they were talking about all of these teams have Nick Saban disciples, you know, and all that. And then you put, except Alabama. And it's like, what? How is that possible?
That is wild.
Yeah.
That is a crazy stat. It's like, okay. And Nick Saban's like, huh? But yeah, I thought South Carolina did really well with Kendall Briles.
Yeah.
Lenore Sellers is made in the lab for Kendall Briles' offense.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got Stan Drayton as running back coach, who terrible head coach, really good running backs coach.
They got the running back from Texas that was so highly thought of. What's his name?
Yeah.
Baxter.
Chris something.
CJ Baxter.
No, CJ Baxter's at Kentucky. That's a Will Stein joint. It's the one that played in the bowl game.
Weisner? It's not Weisner.
No, it's Christian Clark. Yeah.
Christian Clark.
I told you it was Christian Clark.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Idiots. Robert Saleh, speaking of coaches, Robert Saleh going to the Titans. Kevin Stefanski to the Falcons.
Yeah, the Titans just wanted to get a Mike Vrabel type coach.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, it would have been cool if they would have actually had Mike Vrabel. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I'm serious. Why would they get rid of Mike Vrabel if they had him?
And Mike Vrabel got rid of himself in that one, I think, unfortunately. Mike Vrabel, he intimidated some people because, you know, he used to play in the NFL on the defensive line. So, you know, he's not intimidating at all.
No, not even a little bit.
Yeah. And he never speaks his mind. So I'm kind of surprised by that. So
we got, well, speaking of NFL, as I say, we've got Auburn legend Jarrett Stidham lacing it up for the Broncos this weekend.
Let's ride.
Yeah.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
Wasn't Jarrett Stidham the last quarterback that was the Art Briles Baylor one?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep. Was a total, you know, like perfect puzzle piece for Gus Malzahn's offense.
Yeah. You're talking about Rhett Lashley earlier. It's like, I can't believe he didn't go to Arkansas. And it's like Gus Malzahn's been flirting with Arkansas for 20 years and he was never going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lashley was like at one time at the hip with Gus Malzahn. So they probably think of the place the same way.
Yeah.
Malzahn's, was he retained at FSU?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because
the coordinators are back. Him and Tony White are both back.
He tried to get Lagway. He's like, you know what, DJ Lagway, you would fit perfectly in my offense because you're a tough runner and you're not fragile.
Yeah, he just tells everybody they remind him of Cam Newton,
mm-hmm.
and then
DJ Lagway is going to be good at Baylor. I hate to break this to everybody.
He is.
He is going to be good at Baylor. The reason he was bad at Florida is because they missed a dang surgery deadline, and then it took time to heal his shoulder.
And Napier's offense was suspect.
and Jake Spavital's a pretty good old coordinator at Baylor.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be all right there.
Yeah.
I would agree. For y'all at A&M, right?
Yeah, he had a few good years under Sumlin.
Yeah.
And then I think he ended up at Oregon, wasn't he?
He went to Cal, West Virginia, head coach at Texas State, then back to Cal before Baylor because he's done multiple stints at Cal.
Okay, so he was Cal, not Oregon.
Didn't he have a year with Johnny Football?
He did, yeah, because Kingsbury was the Heisman year, and then the following year, Kingsbury went to Tech, and Spavital came in.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
This offseason's crazy, man.
What are y'all hearing in the portal?
Well, I think Vanderbilt's all but done. Georgia, I don't think really participated much. So my two teams focus on supplementing high school recruits with portal guys. So they're not going to go out there and get 40 guys out of the portal.
Gamecocks did well. I feel like it's been for the disaster the season was. The off season's been awesome. And Corey, you kind of talked about this on Locked On Vandy. Like, there are unseen things that we don't see in the rankings. Well, retaining Sellers, Harbor, Dylan Stewart, not in the rankings, but it was massive that he kept those guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest part right there. I mean, those guys are basically portal additions because they were probably thinking about getting in the portal, like seriously.
Yeah.
But as far as Vandy's class was good. I thought they got some good pieces to surround Jared Curtis with. I wish they'd have got one more starting quality tackle, but
yeah. Ole Miss is still going. I think they have a visit from a tackle at this weekend, weather dependent, like from Miami, not the Markel Bell, but the other one, I guess Tisdale or whatever his name is, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Tinsley, I think is his name.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah.
And Ole Miss is number 2 on the 247 sports rankings. And that's not including, like you just said, Ole Miss retained Trinidad Chambliss and Kewan Lacey and Lucas Carnero. And it's like, they've had nearly for the last 2 months, they're on a pretty close to perfect run right now.
Yeah, it's been
I'm looking at the portal. God, this portal commit thing's wild. Ole Miss 27 guys, Texas 17, Ohio State 16, Oklahoma State 54.
And there's still like 4,000 dudes in the
Penn State's got to be up there too.
36. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
They have the 5th overall class. But they've signed 36 guys. Only 5 of them were 4 stars, though. So it's 30 of them were 3 stars. So they're getting quantity.
Those rankings are just all over the freaking place, man.
Yeah, I give you credit on bringing that up. But me and Corey used to work.
We know who's ranking these people, and they're not guys like me. They're not guys like me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's former writers from the Palm Beach Post. But not only that, in the portal, you've got 2 guys ranking 3,000 players for over 2 weeks. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's not. It's the PFF grades essentially of like is the same thing with the transfer portal grades.
And you're going to rank a guy who didn't play?
Yeah.
Like how do you tell that? You have like do these guys have access to practice film?
They don't.
They don't.
There's not even a real way that you can rank high school players. That's the catch. And they have combines and everything else, and it goes over 3 years. This thing goes over 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's about the most inexact science as you can get. It's literally a half-educated guess. Yeah. And like Steve said, him and I lived this. We supplied the highlight reels, but like the guys outside of Mike Farrell that were doing these rankings, I'll give him some credit. He's a football guy. He usually was spot on in the Midwest, but some of these other guys, man, it was just like, what are we doing?
When Yahoo got to the point where we're not going to find football guys any longer.
Yeah, it used to be football guys. Like it
football guys and teach them how to write. Then it got to the point, find people that could write and we'll teach them how to evaluate football. And once that happened, all the rankings went to hell.
Because there's so many nuances that these people who don't understand, like who aren't true blue football guys, like you put them in a position to do the rankings. Let the guys who write like take the rankings and like make sense of it. And give their opinions.
The thing about it is they put out one ranking. There's just one ranking, a Rivals 250 or whatever, something like that, just one ranking. And there's probably 50 different systems that whichever system you're playing in, it would be ranked differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about, I mean, quarterbacks is fairly straightforward, but like you
unless if you're a service academy doing an option, then it's
And everybody's like, what? How do they win 9 or 10 ball games? It's like, because it's going to be 2 stars, because they find players that fit what they do.
And that's what it's all like. If you see, like, this is the thing I've been saying about Vanderbilt, because Vanderbilt they're getting guys that fit successful roles. And they got 20 guys. They got 2 specialists. They got a long snapper and a punter, but so really 18 position guys. Yeah, never mind. Special teams does matter. But like, they got an offense. The most productive guy they got is probably Ja'Cory Thomas from Old Dominion. He was the number 2 wide receiver guy. He has traits as a lead receiver, but he had the other guy who I think signed at LSU, maybe. I can't remember his name. Trey Brown, I think, maybe. I don't know. He didn't sign at Vanderbilt, so I didn't really pay attention to him. But they got some productive dudes, and they're all 3 stars, and people are all up in arms. Like, and the rankings, this is what cracks me up, because like for Vanderbilt, it is like such a wide. They're 15th in one publication, they're 40th in another. It's like, what are we looking at?
Was the guy you're thinking of Jace Brown from K-State?
No, he was he was Thomas's teammate at Old Dominion.
That was Trey Brown. Because they signed multiple receivers. Last name of Brown. Yes.
Yeah, he was the leading receiver.
Yeah.
But yeah,
well,
what are we looking at?
And to your point, Corey, I mean, so we could probably go back and do this on the fly, but 2 years ago, what was Diego Pavia in the portal? What was Eli Stowers in the portal? You know,
they were 3 stars.
Yeah,
like low 3. Like, I don't think they go below 3 stars in the portal, but like they were just like whatever.
Well, you remember what it was like, Corey, when we worked at Rivals. We were told we had to basically take the signing day list, and this was before there was a transfer portal. It was all high school.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was a G5, the lowest you could go is 2 stars. And if it was Power 5, the lowest you can go is 3 stars.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you did with the player that wasn't in it. There was no evaluation whatsoever, just stars based on where the kid signed.
Yeah, and you would get like I would draw the Mountain West one year, and it was like, okay, well, we're at San Jose State. Like, this guy, he's a tackle from Cerrito, California. Okay, he's a 2-star. You don't even, and he could be an absolute animal that just for some reason wanted to go to San Jose State. But we never watched this film. We never ranked him. We just 2-star. There you go.
One of our good friends on signing day at Rivals one year, whenever we're going through getting all the players that weren't ranked and we're building profiles, he made a mistake and ranked a 4-star, just randomly put up a profile and named it a 4-star and sent it live. Before it could be corrected, that school was like chirping. It was the difference between them winning their conference's recruiting battle and not. Yeah. It's stuff like that. It was like Miami of Ohio has the top recruiting class. We signed this 4-star. And it was like, what? And
he doesn't even have a picture.
Yeah, it was just a blank profile and it's 4 stars. It's like it was so obviously a typo. And it's like, no, forget this. We won this conference recruiting.
Yeah.
To your guys' point about like the rankings that you mentioned Pavia before, I'm looking at the 2024 ones. Diego Pavia was ranked 14 spots lower than Nate Johnson, who also signed at Vandy in the portal.
Yeah.
Why? Because Nate Johnson came from Utah. Diego Pavia came from New Mexico State.
But
yeah,
they don't have an evaluation system that ranks that dog in them.
That's right. They need an X-ray.
Yeah.
Grant, these. I'm looking at okay. Julian Sane was the top QB. That's fair. Dante Moore, Cam Ward. Yeah, those guys turned out. But Brock Vandergriff at 4, not jiving.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Vandergriff, he just retired. He had enough.
Hey, Trinidad Chambliss went to Ole Miss last year as like a 2-star player or something like that.
Yeah.
And now if he's going to come back to college and be the best quarterback in college football.
Yeah. There's traits, guys. Like, people don't understand, like, when, like, the I sound so snooty when I say this, but the basic fan. Sounds
Casual. Say casual.
Casual. The regular fan, the casual fan. All right, the casual fan doesn't understand when they see these rankings. They're like, "Oh my god, we're like ranked 30th," or the casual fan from another team chirps at you, and it's like, okay, dude, like these coaches are watching practice film. They're seeing like teams practice now to be able to put out tape for guys, for NFL and for transfer portal, and they see things and they see traits and they evaluate based on their own system. So I feel like if you have a coach that's been successful, why wouldn't you, be like, okay, well, this guy, like I watched Javante Connor. He's a tight end from East Carolina that signed at Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm.
He is, Eli Stowers. Eli Stowers could be an early day 2 pick. But like the traits are very similar. It's going to be hard to like compare to Eli Stowers because he's so good, but it's the traits are there. And you could tell that that's exactly what they were going after.
Mm-hmm.
And they signed him pretty quick too.
And there's no better example of what y'all are describing than Indiana, who just won the national championship. Mm-hmm. Look at their portal classes. He brought most of his team from James Madison. And, I would venture to say, other than Mendoza, they didn't have a ton of splash portal guys.
High school recruiting, because he recruited them to JMU and then he brought them with him. So realistically, those JMU guys were high school developed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The center Coogan was a decent portal guy, but there aren't many. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I'm sure, again, you look at their classes, probably a lot of 3 stars, and those 3 stars just won the national title. So.
I am so happy that the blue chip ratio died. I got so sick of hearing that. Somebody is like, hey, you want a really cool thing? If you recruit good players, you're going to have a good team. That was the whole argument, and they were snooty about it. The whole thing is like, this is the line of what good players are. And it's like, no, that's not it. No, not at all. These people that there's only one way to do something well, you have to do it this way. Oh, you have to recruit high school football. You can't use the transfer portal and win. I'm just glad that all of those stupid boomer theories are dying, because that's what they are.
And I think so much of that theory and how, the blue chip ratio, we were basing that off of, and we were grading guys off of what we look for in the NFL combine, not what we needed college players. It was, we were extrapolating what they do to how will it make them as professional testers, not how are they going to be in college football, if that makes sense.
How are they going to fit in? Like, is this guy perfect for a Kirk Cinetti roster, or is he perfect for like a Lane Kiffin roster? Is he perfect for a Kyle Whittingham, like a Sarkisian roster? Like, there's different, like college football is like the Wild West. There's so many different systems, fits, things like that. In college football, it's all about success is driven on how you build your staff to support these players. It is really what it comes down to. And Cignetti is one of the elite. Kirby is one of the elite. Pete Golding is looking like he's going to be, he's on that path. He's been a head coach for barely a month, so we don't really know just yet. But things are trending.
A couple playoff games, no big.
Yeah, no
big deal.
Still,
one more playoff games than Lane Kiffin.
It's tough to tell long term, but I guess he's going to start building some good systems there, and you can tell who doesn't build the good systems and who doesn't have a, because like there's guys that recruit heavily out of the portal and they win. There's guys that don't recruit heavily out of the portal and they win. And then there's losers in both categories too. So
yeah, we talked about that on Locked On Vandy.
Yeah, and there's no like right, wrong, or indifferent. It's got to be right for what you do. It's got to fit you, and you got to get players that fit you, and you got to get guys that can coach up these players when they get here. Because
one of the easiest things in the world to do is identify a 5-star player. Becky, my wife, can go identify a 5-star player on a high school football field.
Well, Becky,
this is the
so she can identify.
All she can do is pick pick games against the spread for a whole season. You're good at that.
She can do that too. But this is how people, in my opinion, need to start looking at recruiting rankings. Okay. And what players are whenever you talk about it. A 5-star, they are good in probably 4 different type of systems. So the odds of them hitting are much higher. 4 stars, like 2 systems, one or the other. 3 stars, they have to be in the perfect system to excel. That is the only difference between everybody. And it's still on to the player to make sure they match up their skill set to the system to maximize their ability.
And then on top of that, the 5-star guy could have a 1-star mentality and play himself right out of every system. And then you have the 3-star guy or 2-star guy like J.J. Watt, who was a 2-star coming out of high school because he signed at Central Michigan, and they probably just assigned him a ranking. Guys like that, like, outplay their ranking. Like, he walked on at Wisconsin and isn't going to be in the Hall of Fame.
When was he in college?
It was like early 2000.
Yeah, early to mid 2000s, because he
would I have been at Rivals yet?
Okay.
He was at CMU at 07 is when he went to CMU. That was his freshman year.
So he was at Wisconsin when we were there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if we built the profile and assigned him 2 stars.
I didn't, because I came in 08, so he would have already been in college. But somebody did, because that was the model.
Yeah.
And that
I would have been there with you. Yeah.
It was because I came not long after you. You came in October of 07. I came in February. I came on Valentine's Day of 08, actually. I remember that day specifically.
It's kind of what y'all are saying, though, just about the blue chip ratio, where it's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way, too, because a kid gets an offer from Central Michigan or Purdue or Indiana or whatever, back in the day. Nobody thinks about it. Nobody looks twice. But if Saban offers him, or Georgia or Ohio State, then everybody's like, "Oh, who is this kid?" And all of a sudden, he's a 4-star. A week later, because it's like, well, if Alabama's looking at him, now we're looking at his tape.
Yeah.
And
he's good. Who was the head coach at Central Michigan when Watt was there?
Brian Kelly.
Butch Jones.
No.
He had Antonio Brown. Butch sent all kinds of guys to the NFL there. Yeah.
Champions of life, man. JJ's a champion of life.
He is.
Yep.
He's a bigger star on Pat McAfee's show than he is than he is in the NFL.
Brick by brick.
Yeah.
African champions.
Yeah, I don't know how we ended up down this rabbit hole, but
we talking about rankings. Talking about rankings. Because like it bringing it full circle. What Hammer said, like you get an offer from Purdue, nobody cares. You get an offer from Georgia, now all of a sudden, because Georgia's the brand. And if you got a writer's mentality who's just learning football on that level, Georgia offered, you must be good. Okay, we need to take another look at this guy, and they will talk themselves into ranking them a 4-star, when in reality, kid's a solid 3-star, plays extremely well. Is probably talent-wise. And then who's to say, like, this kid, he's a 3-star in the state of Kentucky. Who's to say, like, it's also state bias too. Like, this kid played in Georgia, this kid played in Florida, this kid played in Texas. Like, they're obviously better than this kid from Indiana, which half the time is true, half the time is not.
Yeah, and here's an example of exactly what we're talking about. For the better part of a recruiting cycle, Caleb Cunningham was favored to go to Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So he was listed as a 4-star player at that point. Then he surprise committed to Alabama. The next rankings, he was a 5-star. Then he decommitted from Alabama and signed with Ole Miss, and they ranked him a 4-star.
And the one I want, if Diego Pavia was from Phoenix, not Albuquerque, is he rated a higher star than he was?
He's probably a high 3-star if he comes from Phoenix and not Albuquerque.
Listen, there's no such thing as an objective, non-biased journalist. They don't exist. Those don't exist. They just might not be a fan of your team, but they have innate biases, whether it's a high school football player from Mississippi versus Texas or something. there's some sort of opinion that they have that is not unbiased.
And then they also pick up biases just existing around other writers. Like some writer might really, and that might stick with them. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Texas is better because they're just learning. So, oh boy, that's interesting. Damn, Cassie.
All right.
Cassie out for blood.
Yeah.
Starting the snowstorm party early.
Oh, okay.
This is great.
Yeah.
Travis,
I'll always love this.
We should have shown up for his appointment when he had it the other day. I cannot believe he was. That's on him. If he makes the appointment, he needs to show up. Period.
Yeah. Oh my God. Cassidy off the freaking top rope. Good God. Good Lord. Get him a body bag.
Yeah.
You know what the reason that I think that happened? Because she has the kid by herself. And it wasn't the choice that happened.
Oh, that's probably it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff.
That is good stuff. First show of the offseason, starting off hot.
Yeah.
What any other parting thoughts on the season?
Sad it's over. It was a pretty interesting season. Obviously, for Locked On Vandy, it was a really good season. Georgia winning the SEC championship again was fun. And enduring my first big football season at Locked On was great.
This season was great, and it was awesome. And Lucas Carnera is the best field goal kicker I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This college season sucked for me. I've never been more disappointed week to week in my life.
You're just all of a sudden you can't get it.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know how sicko this is going? Like, I'm watching the American Bowl on the NFL Network. It's coached by Mike Smith on one side, Brian Billick on the other, and Cash Jones is the lead running back for the team in blue.
Brian Billick, man, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Super Bowl winner.
Yeah.
He looks old, by the way.
Hell, I haven't seen him in 20 years. You would think so. He was probably 60 when I saw him last time.
That's fair.
He was like 90, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't age particularly well.
Well, I thought I thought on the whole this year, I'm interested to see what next year is like, because I feel like this is the first year it felt like things got really shaken up, obviously with Indiana, but then, Ole Miss is right there. Miami goes all the way to the title game. Penn State, not that they're dead forever, but just totally falls off a cliff.
Yeah, I think it's going to
be Clemson.
Clemson. You have Vanderbilt, wins 10 games. Like
tricky.
A lot of teams feel just on more shaky ground, I guess, than they ever have. And maybe that's not even anything they're doing, but like other teams are kind of rising up. It feels
it's the portal effect, right? You're going to get a crazier brand of college football. You're going to get like super parity because like everybody's going to be on shaky ground because you don't know who's on your roster from year to year, maybe even if this thing deteriorates week to week. So like A&M might be what they were this year. They might be complete dog water this next year, and then national title contenders the next. Like it could go like that drastically.
Yeah.
I will say, I'll give Steve some kudos. I was listening to, I forget if it was today or yesterday's episode, Steve, but I watched it today anyway. But you were talking and you said, well, Ole Miss, they might have the best QB, the best running back, and the best kicker. And my initial reaction, oh, Steve being a homer. And then I had to think about it. I'm like, oh, well, okay, they do have the best kicker. And he's a top 3 quarterback, and they have a top 2 running back. Like that, actually, that's all legit. Yeah.
Homer. I mean, God, all you do is talk about Ole Miss.
Yeah. I think I'm like, oh, well, Lacey and Hardy are the 2 best running backs. And at quarterback, it's Chambliss, Sane,
and Dante Mark.
Yeah. I was going to say, I had Chambliss, Sane, and Dante Moore were the 3 that I thought of. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
no Marcel Reed?
He's top 10 Hammer. He's not top 3.
No, I know. He needs to win a big game. He needs to beat a big time team.
By the way, everybody, this show is for the first time is broadcast on Ole Miss 365. You can catch it there. So, welcome to everybody that's watching. We do this every Thursday night at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. We're going to do it during the off season. We're obviously
year-round,
very football dominant, and we're going to go off the rails and have a good time. So get into the chat, have all the fun, and
make fun of Jeb.
Yeah, make fun of Jeb at Ole Mills.
Yeah. Steve,
that's checking. Yeah.
Steve, your comments over the last couple of weeks, like
thank you for fighting the good fight, Travis.
Yeah. Yes.
Travis is on the front lines in there. Those LSU fans have really dug in.
Yeah. For people that act like they're not rivals with Ole Miss, they sure are not acting that way at the moment.
God, your show, your show that you put out, being the reason you missed this show last week, that might have been the most entertaining comment section of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, we were reading him off the record a couple nights ago. Yeah,
I was like, God. Yeah. I was like, geez. Like, orange jumpsuit land. Steve, you're about to be an old orange jumpsuit land.
Yeah.
It's like,
this guy looks like he's been eating some French fried potatoes.
Yeah. It's like, oh my gosh, Billy Bob Thornton. I've never heard that joke. You're going to make a what you talking about Willis joke as well?
Yeah.
That was like every fourth comment was, what you talking about, Willis?
Yeah.
God, it's just like,
basically I stay out of the comment section. I just don't even mess with it for the time being. I'm just going to let time get those back to normal. But right now I'm going to enjoy the engagement.
Yeah, well, engagement you got for sure on those. And then like every video you've done since, they just find a way to jump in on you.
Totally not a rival at all. No. They don't care. Totally not.
Irrelevant. Yeah, it's an irrelevant rival.
But by the way, since they got Prince Will and Mommy Ellen, who's a good player, don't get me wrong, and TJ Daugherty, they were able to get the equivalent of prime LT and prime Patrick Willis in that deal. That was amazing.
Yeah, there you go.
If you hear them talk about it, it's like, hey, you cannot block that guy on the edge. And my gosh, what a middle linebacker is coming.
And for those of you in the younger generation, he's talking about Lawrence Taylor, not LaDainian Tomlinson.
Steve, do you think Umanmi Ellen is as good as his older brother?
No, not yet.
I didn't think so either, but yeah.
He's getting better. But last year, especially towards the end of the season, they took him off the field on first and second down. He only played third down.
Okay.
And they didn't take Princely off the field.
Prince Lee and Prince Will.
Yeah. Yeah. Miami picked on TJ Daugherty and Prince Will and Mommy Ellen.
And they succeeded in doing
Yes, they did.
Yeah, that was kind of a rough look there. I was like, oh shit. Oh, there goes our clean rating. All right.
Hey, 2 minutes.
Made it 58 minutes in. Okay. Well, 2 minutes. So for those of you in the Ole Miss 365 world that are tuning in for the first time, hopefully, when it says 2 minutes, that's actually like a 10-minute warning.
It's like the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like there's 5 seconds on the clock, but you better be comfortable because you're watching this game for the next hour. So this is SEC After Dark. Thankfully, we've got a representative, one half of the Biscuits in SEC. That's Hammer. Boss Man will be here at some point. At one point, we thought they were the same person because they were never here together. But they debunked that myth during football season when they showed up both.
Yeah.
Got back in the saddle.
Whoa.
We were shocked.
I know. I was like, oh my gosh. But just to give you a brief background, I am going to fly by the 2 minutes. To give you a brief background, we do go off the rails. That's our main brand from January until the first game. That's our main topic. We'll
talk basketball and baseball a little bit, but most of it's off the rails.
We just kind of go in a direction and it just deteriorates.
It's like this show. It ended up on recruiting rankings and nobody thought it was going to be there when they came in today.
No. But we get like less relevant topics than that. Like watch us in like late March. And you're just like, what are we watching here? And it's fun and you can't take your eyes off of it. Right. So, you got Mike Huseman, Offseason After Dark. He was a new addition this time last year. Or roughly this time last year.
Almost last February I started, so we're approaching a year.
So approaching a year with Mike Huseman. Yeah. And then Offseason. When did Offseason After Dark launch?
June
or July.
Yeah.
June.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm getting close to episode 30, but not quite there.
Okay. Very cool. So yeah, Offseason After Dark. Check him out. Jake Thomas. Double shot of Alabama. Bama After Dark might be rebranding a little bit just to kind of not get so redundant there with Alabama stuff. You got Stephen Willis, Locked On Ole Miss, the most watched Ole Miss podcast in the world by a mile. And number 2 created some more distance. If you want to go follow that story.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it because it'll take way longer than 2 minutes. But
I have no idea what we're talking like.
We don't need to get into that because it's our drama. But good God.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's just say there's a little more separation now. So, but Stephen Willis, much to the chagrin and ire of the LSU fans, he is doing extremely well. So check out Locked On Ole Miss, and Mike and I do Locked On Ole Miss All Access bonus material. So I put my coach's hat on for that one. I am the host of Locked On Vandy, and I've got a couple of shows that are under construction right now. I'm trying to figure out which one to have reappear. There's one in the works that I'm thinking about reigniting with 2 of my really good friends. Mike, you probably know him, Perko.
Yep.
And
is Bernie the other one?
No, Bernie is not the other one. This guy by the name of Josh Cook. It was Matt's roommate.
Okay.
He's an Iowa guy. But so I'm thinking about that. It's called Illegal Motion. So we're trying to figure out something with that. Yeah. But as of right now, it's Locked On Vandy. Never in a million years would I have thought I was going to cover Vandy and have the success that I'm having to this point. But here we are. I'm over 1,300 now, and just rolling, dude. And it's Vandy,
just killing it.
It helps that they were good at football for the last 2 years, but
that usually is a nice little formula. Yeah,
helps. But I need to keep. I feel like I'm going to keep the momentum going here with Jared Curtis. So Locked On Vandy there, and stay tuned to whatever the next venture is, depending on how big this Locked On Vandy thing gets. We'll see kind of where we're at. And then Jeb Beecham, the owner of Olin Mills, Murfreesboro.
Yeah, he's just a guy.
He's just a guy. Talk about a podcast under construction. So that is our crew. And then Ole Miss After Dark, who's not pictured here on SEC After Dark, but
I don't know that they've done one recently.
So do you think they've kind of fallen off?
Yeah,
maybe.
So we might need to find somebody else that's willing to do Ole Miss After Dark, maybe.
Okay, well, we got Ole Miss 365. We'll probably figure it out, right?
Yeah.
Dalen could jump in and do it, maybe.
Yeah, he does the All Access too. He's on there as well. He does Dalen like nightly reports. Yeah,
Dalen, if you're listening to this, you could be a part of our network. So,
Stephen, in the offseason, you could get the mayor of Corinth on.
Yes. Yeah, I'm talking to him Saturday night. Hopefully by then we hear about the Trinidad thing, and that's all.
Yeah.
So,
well, you already have the mayor of Moron Mountain, so we're good there.
Well, every Thursday night at 9.
Yeah, the mayor of Moron Mountain. I should put that as a poster. Anyway, with that, we are SEC After Dark. We are here every Thursday night, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, for a lot of fun, a lot of off the rails fun. Every once in a while, we go off script based on what's going on around the sports world. So the Kodak Master.
Yes.
Oh, Travis.
The Travis and Jeb thing's hilarious. I'm
It's
sorry.
great. Yeah.
That's some funny shit, man.
Travis, do you still? I hope you still have that beard. That's a legendary beard. You and Jeb can have
really good
too.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. It's like a beard off.
Yeah. Whatever it is, it's gold, and we appreciate you. So, with that being said, we'll see you back here next week. We'll continue to be off the rails, and it'll be a lot of fun. And until next time, go Dogs, anchor down.
Howdy toddy, everybody.
Dig 'em.
Spurs up.
In stream.